Hello, Golden State Warriors. Hello, Dub Nation. So happy to be back here with you. Has been a while, I know. I left some content for you, some highlights, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson videos, but today we're going to talk about the big days coming ahead. We're going to talk about the NBA draft that starts tomorrow. And more important, the second night, that is what matters for the Warriors right now. Actually, we're going to talk about the second day, and we're going to talk about the prospect, who we have locked in right now, who is the main target as far as all the mock drafts, as far as the news and rumors, what the Warriors are aiming for. And we're going to share a little bit of news as well. Maybe you have seen some of them. We're going to talk about one of our coach staff that is leaving. We're going to talk about Gary Payton. We're going to talk about Kevon, Looney, Thompson, Chris Paul, everything that is going to the Warriors, because right now I'm back with you. We're going to be here on a daily basis. Tomorrow is a big day. Everything is starting. As Mike Dunleavy Jr. said, it's a fun time of the year, and we're going to be here together sharing about it. And I have one big news for you. So on the draft night, I'm thinking, and I want to know your opinion about it. So please leave at the comments. What do you think about us having a live during the draft? The draft is going to start tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST, 5 p.m. PST on ESPN. So I'm hoping that we can be here together, and then we can share our thoughts about who is picking who, and also about what the Warriors' plans are for the future, right? What we're planning for this offseason. Then we have, after the draft, and the day after that, we have to decide about Chris Paul. Are we waiving him or not? And then we know everything that is going on about Thompson. So it's going to be fun. July is going to be very fun. It's going to be interesting. See how the Warriors play out and how the team is going to design for the next season. And I hope we come back really strong. As I said before here, I think we're going to bounce. I think the Warriors have what is needed for to be a contender for a title run. So yeah, let's enjoy. Let's start. So quick things that I want to take off our list and share with you. So Kenny Atkinson, as we spoke here before, he's confirmed to be the Cavaliers head coach. So congrats for him. I think well deserved. And I hope he has a bright future there. I just hope he doesn't beat us at any time. So I wish him the best. And we knew that it was coming. That was a possibility. He was also considered for the Lakers, but he ended up being a Cavs. Now he's going to be the Cavs head coach. So that's amazing for him. Then second news of the day, Gary Payton, a couple of week ago or a few days ago, he exercised his player option. So he's back as a Warriors. And I do think that's great. He's a very good defensive play. I think this season was a little bit of ups and downs, not just him, for the entire team, but he also suffered with some injuries. So it's great to see him as a Warriors, but he could be involved in some Warriors trade at this season. We're going to talk more about the trades in a bit. There was a big interview with Mike Dunleavy Jr. yesterday, and he shared some insights that I agree. And I think it's all aligned with how the Warriors' mindset has been for years, and I'll share here with you. Bear with me. So next thing, Kevon Looney, right? So Kevon Looney, the Warriors guaranteed the rest of his contract, the $8 million that was open for decision. So he's staying as a Warriors as well. I think that's a big thing, because there's still a lot of rumors about Kevon Looney being involved in a trade. And I think he's a potential asset for that because of the contract size and his skill set and his experience. And so I do think that if the Warriors decide to make any moves, he could be a potential one involved. Also having in mind that we still need some size. And I think this time the Warriors have tried the small ball, as we all know. It some case worked as we know, like back in 2022, lots of people were saying that we wouldn't have a chance against the Boston Celtics because of the size, and still we made it. But I do think this time we're going to emphasize on having a center or a big power forward coming to the team and joining and bringing some size as well. So I do think if Looney involves in a trade, Either it's going to be because a big star is coming or because we're bringing a center from the draft that we're speaking in a minute, or also another big player. But that's it. So both Gary Payton and Kevon Looney are back as the Warriors for now. So let's talk about the draft. The draft starting tomorrow. Big things that we know. So many big names, and the players, they always come from there. Obviously, some come from Europe and other stuff, but there's a lot of young players, and it's an exciting moment. And I would say, like, it's even exciting for us because the Warriors are known, at least in my opinion, for doing big picks in the second round. Like, it's true that the Warriors have been a title contender and been so many finals in the past years that not that many times we have had very high picks in the draft, right? So, for example, Trace Jackson-Davis last year, he was a second round. He was 57 picked off the draft. That is actually even later than the one that we have for this year. So the Warriors are drafting the 52nd position. It is really far away, so we don't expect to have any of the big names. I know some time ago I spoke about Zachary, researcher here. We also have Sar. We have a few other names that probably they will go in a top 5, top 10. But the Warriors still can bring someone that makes an impact and some surprise. There's always some steals with the draft, and I hope the Warriors can make this again. And talking about that, so is the name that is locked in that I said here before. I brought that a month ago or maybe more, and now all the mock drafts are talking about it. It's Adem Bona, and he's a Nigerian Turkish player. I'm going to put some stats in the screen here so you can follow with me. He's being compared to Kevon Looney, the style of like body and the way of playing, which brings more size for our team. That's something that we need and could add to our rotation. He's a Nigerian Turkish player. He's also playing for UCLA, as we know Kevon Looney was as well. He has been selected in 2023 as an all-defensive player. He has also been involved in some high school awards. So he is a good name, and he could add, I think, for what the Warriors need, some body, a strong body and physics to our rotation and height. So I'm excited about that. Obviously, I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't seen this guy playing a lot. I've just seen some of the stats and his height and his weight. So I think he could add. Very interesting on seeing, hearing more about him if it really comes down to become a Warriors player. But that's the name that I said here before, which I believe it made sense. And I believe that's going to be if he gets there, I think that's going to be the Warriors choice. And it makes total sense in my opinion, right? We do need that. And when you solve a piece of that draft thinking, and I'm going to talk about what Mike Dunleavy Jr. said in a bit, thinking that we're not going to make any big trades and get rid of multiple assets to bring one big name. I think solving that piece of the problem during the draft, and I say solving one piece of the problem because I do think that the Warriors also need to address a point guard replacement in case Chris Paul leaves. But addressing that part of the draft, it's great. So keep an eye on that. Adem Bona, this guy has a big chance of being a Warriors, playing for UCLA right now. And let's hope all the best. If really becomes, and we're going to be here together watching it. And if we come back on Friday to talk about it after the draft night, and if he is really the one, I'm going to look for some highlights and bring here to you. So that's it. I want to talk about that. So let's wrap talking about the interview that Mike Dunleavy Jr. Had yesterday, where he addressed the draft night. So a few things that he said, and I'm going to leave some shorts here in the channel and you can watch pieces of that interview. So he said things like, this is a fun time of the year, which I completely agree. You're basically shaping the future of the organization through trades, through the draft night, and through re-signing players, free agents player. So that's a really fun time. One very subtle, not that subtle, but one comment that he made, and we all need to to pay attention on that. And obviously that was a cold water on a lot of people, is that it doesn't sound that the Warriors is going to make any big trade, because as the Warriors has always been, we're not about letting so many players go to bring one big name. That hasn't been the Warriors' way of coaching and managing, and I don't think that's going to happen again. And he mentioned that, and he mentioned that he really believes that everything should be addressed by player development, and then you bring some key places, right? So he said he believes on Kuminga, on Moses Moody, Pods, and also Tracy Jackson. So I don't think, because every mock trade that we have seen right now, it's basically getting rid of so many assets and undervaluing so much the Warriors players, that I don't think that's happening. So I wouldn't expect that the Warriors going to get rid of 3 or 4 players to bring someone to the team. And also because one thing that he said, everyone's being so smart at the league right now, and the league has been so balanced, as he also mentioned, and it's true. The last 5 years, we had 5 different champions, right? So the teams are rotating and getting better, and there's so many good guys in the league right now that everyone's trying to build around that. So it's hard to really get like a big name to come to your team without letting it go so many assets, right? So the Warriors not going to do this. I do think that we're going to have maybe 1 or 2 players with less brand coming to our roster. And last, he also mentioned about Klay Thompson, right? He didn't open anything, and I think that that's how the way it should be. Like, they need to address things in the background without involving media and so many opinions. I know we heard some rumors, and apparently the things are frozen, but we don't know how much of that's true. I hope they are speaking. He emphasized what he said in when the Warriors were lost in the play-in, and we had all those end of season interviews where he said that he hopes Klay Thompson is back. So I do think it's a matter of adjusting numbers and adjusting mainly, in my opinion, is what is important for Thompson is the how long is the contract, right? So if we can get on the same page on that, I do think he's gonna be back, and we'll keep discussing about it here. So those are the news I want to share with you. I hope to not have made a really long video. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're enjoying it. If you haven't seen, look at this library here. I have posted so many highlights, nice moments from Curry, Klay Thompson, other team members, many shorts. I'm putting shorts with pieces of interview. Draymond Green has done a lot of interviews and podcasts in this offseason, and on a daily basis, I'm sharing 1 or 2 videos there for you. I hope you enjoy. Let's stay together. We are strength in numbers. Let's go Dub Nations. The season is about to start. Have a great day. Bye.